I'm Krista Kay. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here talking about ways to keep your photos safe and to get the most enjoyment out of them too. If you love your pictures, if you have old print photos and a phone full of pictures, hit the subscribe button. I'm sharing my best tips and tricks and even motivation to make sure you're getting the most out of those photos. Today I want to talk about my routine of how I print my photos every month, and I do an annual photo album. It is mindlessly easy, and I think you'd enjoy doing it too. So follow along. I'm sharing my best tips for printing, for picking out the best photos, and getting that album all put together. But if you do have that phone full of pictures, I really suggest you consider doing this. They're really just being lost in a sea of pictures. If you are taking so many pictures, much more than I did 20 years ago, I'm sure you are too, where they're just overflowing in your phone, you really aren't getting the most enjoyment out of them. Even a simple birthday party or an event that you're attending, you're likely taking 50 pictures, 100 pictures, and there's a few that really probably stand out, but they're lost in that sea of other photos, of the mindless things we photograph and the screenshots we take. So I highly suggest doing a photo album and making it a monthly routine to print your photos. It's not hard. I'm going to walk you through it right now. The first step that you really need to do if you're going to start printing your photos is to start favoriting the best ones. So if you go to that birthday party or you go to an event, that evening when you sit down, for me, it's fun to sit in bed and scroll back through those photos. Or once a week, scroll through the week's photos, but you need to go back and look at your photos as you go along and just quickly tap that heart icon. Favorite the ones that are the best of that group. Because like I said, you know, at the birthday party, you might have taken 50 photos, but there's gonna be 5 or 6 that really stand out. Narrow it down to the best photos that really tell the story of that day. Do that as you go along. After a big event like a vacation, I'll do it on the flight home or the drive home if I'm the passenger. I do it right away. So those are easy, they're fresh in my mind. It's easy to do a quick flip through and favorite those photos. Now, if it's just another week, just maybe once a week on Sunday, make it a habit to just flip through the photos you took of just your weekly activities and see if there's any in there that really stand out. Favorite those photos too. Now, this really is the most important step because everything else is easy if you do this as you go along. Now, the next step is to simply order prints of those favorite photos. I make this a monthly routine. So on the first day of each month, I order the prints from the month before. So this would be all of my favorites from the month before. I'm going to place an order with a photo lab to have actual 4x6 prints made and shipped right to me. Now, to make this extra simple, I suggest downloading the app for a photo lab and have that on your phone ready to go. Once you know the buttons on that app and you have your address saved and all of that saved, it's just mindlessly easy to go through and place a quick order. And you'll be comfortable with the app. You'll know how it works. This is a step I'm doing while I'm in line at the grocery store or waiting for somebody. It's so easy. You can do it anywhere, and it's just a simple step. So around the first of each month, you're going to want to do that. Now, when it comes to selecting a photo lab, there's tons of great ones to choose from. Every year I do a photo lab comparison. You can go back in my YouTube videos, watch last year's. This year's is coming up really soon, so make sure you're subscribing so you see all of those results. But there's no lab, I would say definitely don't use them. But there is a variety of different photo labs. They are inexpensive labs that might not have the best quality. There's really expensive ones that have great quality. And then there's ones that run a lot of specials and times you should be watching for. There's a whole gamut of different options there. So pick one that works for you. Check out my previous comparison so you can see which ones I've selected as my favorites in the past, or keep following along. But no matter what you choose, you can't choose a bad one. They're all great options. They just have different pluses and minuses, different benefits to them. But download that app right away so you are ready to place that print order and you become very familiar with that photo lab and their app. Now, once a month, when those pictures come in the mail, it's just like the old days. It's like Christmas. I love opening that envelope and seeing those prints, just like back in the film days. It was just such a fun thing, and it really is like that again. Even though we've seen the pictures already, it is fun to see them in print. So I really do enjoy getting that photo lab envelope in the mail, opening it up, and then I immediately put them into a running photo album. And this is super easy if you're also doing this step once a month. I would suggest, if you're just thinking about starting out in this process, purchase a photo album now. have that album ready to go so you have it when those pictures arrive in the mail. It makes it super easy. That's usually what I tell people, the very first step. Pick an album that you like. I personally keep mine right on the coffee table. So when the family comes over, they can pick it up, and they love looking at the pictures of what we've done over the past few months or picking out last year's album. So I would suggest, with that in mind, if you want to do something like that, select an album that has a cover that matches your decor. There's lots of pretty ones. They come in great colors, very simple, a little bit different than back in the 90s when I did them. They had crazy covers and lots of designs and patterns. Personally, I love the solid colors that just match your decor. So for me, it's just sitting on the coffee table. Anybody can pick it up anytime, and it really is enjoyable to have that photo album. So step one, even though we're halfway through this video, step one is definitely go purchase that photo album so you have it ready when those prints come in, that you can just stick them in that album and start enjoying them right away. I also want to point out another option, and that is to do a digital coffee table album. These are the style of albums that the pictures are printed right in them. Those are absolutely beautiful. I love those too. The only reason I personally don't choose to do that is because it requires doing those favorites, keeping those photos all year, and then once a year sitting down and doing the big project of adding all of the photos. Personally, I like that activity of adding them to my album throughout the year, every month, and my family enjoys looking at them sooner rather than waiting the full year for that album to be done. But if you are the person that knows you're going to set aside a day, you're okay with that, I would still suggest doing the routine of favoriting your favorite pictures. That makes it so much easier when it comes time to order that album. It will be a much, much simpler task than having to go through a year of photos and pick out the ones that are meaningful to your family. If you're looking for a great option for a nice digital album, I suggest Simple Prints. I've ordered from them before. I absolutely love these albums. The quality is gorgeous, and they are so, as the name says, simple. So simple to make, so I highly suggest them. You just download the app to your phone, you slide the pictures into their beautiful layouts, and then they do a digital album for you, and it's shipped right to you. It's really, really a nice quality. Highly suggest them. I personally, though, for my annual photo albums, I just find it easier to do the process every month and start enjoying the pictures right away. So that is why I do that. However, for special occasions, big trips, I have used Simple Prints many times, and I love their albums too. Now, I want to talk about one added bonus of printing your photos. Now, I talk a lot. If you're following along here, you know I talk about keeping your photos safe, having safe backup copies of all of your photos, whether it's a digital copy of your print photos or additional copies of these digital photos. It is so important that we have these copies in multiple places. I started this channel, I started talking about this after Hurricane Ian, when I was helping people to salvage their flood damaged photographs. I learned quick how devastating it is to lose photographs. People are heartbroken, and it really is heartbreaking. It's the same with digital photos. If you only have one copy, if you only have that copy on your phone, you're risking losing your pictures. And that is so important. If I don't share anything else with you, it is that one bit of information. You must have multiple copies of your pictures. Now, when it comes to printing your photographs, you're actually making another copy. So you are essentially adding a little layer of safety in there as well. So if something happened to your digital files, if something happened to all of the photos on your phone, you still have those memories. You have the highlights. You didn't lose all of your memories from 2024. You still have those print copies. It's just one added layer of protection for your memories, for keeping them safe. So think about it that way too. There is that added bonus when you're printing your photos. You are making a second copy of the memory. If this is something you're already doing, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear how this is going for you. And if you're thinking it is time to start printing your photos again, I encourage you to start with just that favoriting activity. Just favorite those best pictures. Try 1 month, see how easy it is. See if you enjoy getting that envelope in the mail as much as I do, because I really think you will. And check out the caption down below. I'll share some more links, more information down there. And as always, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you back here again soon.